Shamans. We understand cause we are the tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech Shamans. Cool.
Let's talk about it. Hey, good morning, everybody. Anthony gets us right at the right before the show starts. He goes, oh, and we're, okay, so, hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome
Happy
to Tech Shamans. Yeah, so we showed up for work today.
Yeah.
I guess half of America called in sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was,
So
apparently there
what
was
I hear,
something yesterday.
What I hear, there was a big concert last night, right?
Oh,
And they bookended it with football games.
Or pieces of a football game. It wasn't even a whole football game on each side of the concert. It was weird.
See, I had to make sure, because I used to be able to say, I don't have a dog in that fight, but I don't like dogs fighting, so.
Thank you.
I don't have a dog in that hunt.
So
I really didn't care.
Cool.
I watched The Walking Dead last night, and because I have an AMC Plus, or I
think
to watch early.
we watched Encanto in the afternoon, and then we played we played Gloomhaven last night.
I don't know what that is.
That was our game. So Gloomhaven.
But
rock
yeah,
on.
I guess half of America is like, I don't want to go to work today. I mean, I hear it was this is truly the age of America is split on this one, because half of America was like, or that with what I'm reading, worst halftime ever, right? Then the other half are greatest halftime ever, because the old school rappers came back and showed the youngins how to do it. So I don't know. I'm probably going to go watch it today sometime when I have maybe time in the bathroom or something.
You're going to watch the halftime
and
show.
Google will thank you for using YouTube to do so.
Probably, yeah.
Of course.
So,
And
but
track you
anyway.
appropriately.
Yeah, we tech this weekend, big time tech this
Good.
weekend. Went to the fair this weekend.
Huh?
It was a very loaded
There's
weekend.
lots of tech at the fair.
What day was that?
Saturday.
Same day.
It was big.
And you didn't see each other?
So,
It's not that big.
ironically. So,
Did you see the little girl who fell out of
Half
or
the
off the
lights
sky
were
ride or
on,
something? No, you didn't see that either? Wow, you guys missed everything.
no, I did miss that.
I'm glad I missed that.
We go early, so there's nobody there.
Oh.
Right, we walked in, we left, we got there.
John
right
ate
at
breakfast
10.
there.
I did eat breakfast there. I had the Amish donuts, or the big donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had
Donuts are good.
so here was my breakfast. Ready for this? I had a bison burger
Oh, I should have
and
grabbed one.
fries, which was awesome. And then, because right next door was the burger or the donuts, so we had the donuts. Yeah, it was quite interesting. So
Oh, I think all the prices were quite interesting.
they were quite interesting.
I had a 24-ounce Corona.
for $14.
Well, by the time I got done with that and 2 small cans of little mixed drinks,
Right.
it was $38. I'm like, wow.
3 drinks, $38.
Crazy.
And how much were the turkey legs you were telling me?
17.
They ranged in price from $12 to $17 a pop.
I mean, these were always
mean,
like $6 at the Ren Fair.
Look, this,
yeah.
last
Time I bought one, of course, I've been a vegetarian for 15, 16 years.
Sausage, just regular
Yeah.
Italian sausage, peppers and onions. That was like $14.
Yeah, the
Right.
prices were high.
Right. And who do we have to blame for it, John? I know we're
don't
jumping
know.
ahead here a little bit. But
No, but half of our lights just went off. I don't understand what happened over here. So
Adam
We're not
kicked
charging enough.
we're not charging enough. Yeah, that's it. We're not charging enough. But anyway,
but they don't run on batteries.
yeah. But I tell you, the thing that I've started doing,
Yeah.
is we go to the expo halls. I
Yes.
like the arts and crafts. I like the
Yep.
animals, and I
Yep.
love the little.
I love the big home show area.
A week-long home show in there.
Yeah.
Did you go
Right.
to the robotic?
2 weeks.
The robotic zoo.
Yes,
2
I
weeks.
did. I saw the
robotic
big
zoo.
grasshopper and
Yeah.
the
Platypus.
And we
yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
and we don't have photos.
That's good.
And we don't have photos.
So here's the thing. I found so much cool stuff. We are going to go back on Thursday and do a ton of interviews.
Gosh.
Do that.
I reached out to the
Yep.
I reached out to the fair. The fair's weird. I love the fair.
Yeah, they are.
But it's like, well, we have to have a guard go with you and security go with you, and I'm like, well, I'm not famous.
Well, it's because the state of Florida made made the committee, the legislature, put together the committee that runs that fair.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was all
yeah.
done. That was all done through the state Congress.
Oh, so anyway,
That's some
yeah,
crazy stuff.
we found some really cool stuff. So keep an eye out for it. We're going to put it on the home show because
cool.
it's a home show as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there was some really, really cool stuff there. So if you haven't gone yet, go. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't
especially
wanna-
go to the
I
Maternity.
didn't want to kill 7 minutes talking about the fair, but it was the
We
fair
killed
was
4.
Go to the maternity
the maternity.
the
Maternity wing?
There's cows giving
having
birth over
babies.
there.
It's really cool. I mean, it's very gross if you don't know what you're looking for. But I mean, if you've never seen it, you're going to go, oh. If you've seen it, you're like, oh, that is so awesome.
Moo.
The maternity wing. I love puns.
I have a little
I
bit
love
of
puns.
I have a little bit of time in the farm, so
I guess we didn't tech this weekend.
yeah, no. Well, I did because I had my phone the whole time and I was taking.
Well,
I do have
yeah.
pictures, but I just figured I'll go
I
back.
did a ton of cooking yesterday.
Did
so,
you?
Yeah.
My wife did a ton of cooking last night, and I really, you know what? Happy Valentine's Day to my wife because she is awesome. She put this big, massive spread out last night, and being a typical guy, I ate a whole bunch of it. Even though it was for Walking Dead. Some people in our house were watching the game.
It was
so they,
for The Walking Dead.
right. And God bless her, not one person said to her, "Hey, can I help you clean up?" She just did it all herself. So. I feel really bad this morning.
I had 2 people
I'll
offer to help
take
me
her out
clean
to
up.
a special dinner for I don't know, some kind of special day like today, like Valentine's Day.
Good luck getting reservations.
Oh,
Um,
I can get reservations.
I'll bet.
I can get
John's
You
reservations.
do that.
John's
Yeah,
like-
so happy Valentine's Day to all
All
the
the
people
mo-
out
all the
there who
mothers
just absolutely
Yep.
Wives.
deserve
Exactly.
a great day to them.
So we're
Anybody else?
gonna fire out of the gate before I hit to any stuff. I'm gonna lead this crusade off.
Go ahead.
So here was
Lead
my
it.
question. It was kind of funny. I had a lot of people say, "Hey, great segment. We didn't understand that," and blah blah blah. Right. So then here was the next question, which kind of I guess I have just not been doing my job well in the past 20-something years that I've been doing this kind of work. The guy goes to me. He goes, "Well, I got a video." He goes, "It wasn't from you, but I paid for a video somewhere, and I never get anything out of it. It just never helped me." Had another business owner tell me the exact same thing. Well, I did a video, and I didn't get anything out of it. So my first question is, well, how did you use it? And they look at me like I have 8 heads. What do you mean, how did I use it? I got it. I did the video.
Okay.
Reminds me of the old show.
And I'm sitting there going, well, that's wonderful that you got a video and you got it. But my question to you is what did you do with it? So here's the thing. It's great that you go and pay someone for a video. And I don't care if you pay us, you pay somebody else, you go get a video. If you don't utilize that video correctly in your marketing, it ain't going to do anything for you. It's like these people that will try to get a commercial on television and only run 30 days. Well, that ain't going to work.
Nope.
You have got to be a constant drip in front of everybody on television.
So how do you do that with a video?
Well, so you take your video, right? It's so simple.
Doesn't matter how long it is.
Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's
Nope.
10 seconds or it's 2 hours.
Yep.
But if you don't put it up where people can see it, you're not going to get anything out of it. And then you're going to walk around going, well, I used that guy, but I didn't get anything from it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, okay.
This completely reminds me of an old story we used to tell back in the days when we could tell Polak jokes, but we can't tell them anymore. And it's okay.
My best friend is Polish, and he tells them.
Exactly. Guy goes into the hardware store and slams the chainsaw down and says, I want to return this. You promised me it would cut, 4 cords of wood a day, and I can't get like half a cord out of it. And the guy's like, well, what's wrong? I don't know. It doesn't work. So the guy behind the counter turns around, starts it up. Everything seems to be fine. And the customer says, well, what's that noise?
Well, that's okay. So that's
And that is exactly where you're at with
that's
this.
exactly where it's at. So
You know, you can give people a Maserati, but if they don't put the gas in the tank and drive it somewhere,
start
it's
it,
a paperweight.
So great. So let's walk through the process. You get a video done. Video is yours now, and you've got it on your computer, right? You've downloaded it. They've given you a thumb drive. It's on a CD or whatever. You need that in electronic format, first of all. Okay. Second of all, you take that video, and you put it up on YouTube. Oh, you don't have a YouTube account? Start one.
Start one.
You
It's
need,
awfully
you need
easy.
a YouTube account. It's free. For God's sake, it's free. The easiest thing you can do. It's free.
You don't want to do that? Do Rumble. Either way,
Don't
get it up there.
You get put it up there. So once it's up there, and then you go, oh, wait a minute. I got this thing called the Facebook, right? I'm going to make sure because typically I'm talking to the older
Oh, it's
people.
the
The
Facebook.
Facebook. Go to the Facebook. Upload that video to Facebook.
Just the link. Just get the link from the video.
All you got to do.
Put it on Facebook.
Right? And then once you put it on Facebook, you will start to share that video with all your friends.
Yeah.
You got to have friends on there, at least 5,
Yep.
right? And very good math here. If you give it to 5 people, 2 out of those 5 people will share that video.
Possibly.
Right?
Yep.
And if those 2 people have 5 people, guess what? They're going to share
Yep.
it to 2 people, and then 2 people, and then 2 people.
Now you're off on the old
Now-
L'Oreal commercial.
Right. So now all of a sudden you got these people watching your videos, and then they're sharing it with all their friends and family or whatever,
Yeah.
or business people. And next thing you know, you got someone calling you going, "Hey, I see
saw
that you
your
make.
video."
I saw your video. You make widgets. I want some of your widgets. I'm just using a widget here.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's great. Let me make you some. Now you do a good job, and you give that guy his widgets, and that guy's extremely happy, or extremely upset, because it can go both ways here. Then next thing you know, that guy's telling everybody out there how good or how bad your widget is, and then those people go, "Well, I want that widget."
Watch the video.
Watch the video. That's how it works. It's that simple. It can't be any simpler than that. So, by the way, remember we said put it on YouTube? You put it on YouTube, right? Now it's on YouTube. You take that YouTube embed and you put it on your website. Oh, you don't have a website. Well, you need a website. I don't care who you are today. And if you're in business, in this culture, you have got to have a website, even if it's 3 pages. The landing page, the video page, and how to contact me page. That's it. It's all you have to have. If you can do that, you're good. You can go to anywhere in the world, and you can do a website, period. So you take that video from YouTube,
Yep.
and you put that on your website.
Yep.
You put that website on your business cards or on your flyers that you're handing out,
Right.
or your word of mouth people going, I only do word of mouth. Eventually, that will not sustain you. So then you go this word of mouth. Well, I found this widget maker over at widget.com.
Yep.
Really? Widget.com? That's cool. Let me go look at that widget.com. Now you're on widget.com, and there's your video. Well, that's a great widget. I want that widget. You just used your video. Okay, so let's say you're a little more advanced and you have more than just a website and Facebook. Got LinkedIn. Oh, upload that video to LinkedIn.
Yep.
Says your 10 followers on. I'm just being conservative here, right?
Yeah.
10 people on LinkedIn.
Yeah, the 10 people who are not just trying to sell you something.
Right. So out of those 10 people, 2 people. I'm giving you the 2 people, right? Those
Yep.
people, well, that's a great widget. My friend needs that widget. Next thing you know, those get shared. It gets shared. Next thing you know, you got an order coming in going, hey, I saw you on LinkedIn. I want to see that. I want one of those widgets that you make. Your video then becomes a working piece of
Yes.
artwork for you. It's artwork.
Yep.
It's something pretty to look at. And people go, oh, I want one of that widget. Okay, let's say you're even smarter than that. And now you've got a Rumble, and you've got a Twitter, and you've got a TikTok, and you've got a Twitter, whatever.
TikTok.
All those things you can put your
Instagram.
video on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Every one of them, they will allow you to put a video. And believe it or not, Instagram will actually let you put a full-length video in there if you do it right.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway,
And you could take that original video and edit it out and keep little segments.
little
Do
bitty
edit
pieces and parts, right? Little bitty pieces and parts. That is how you use your video. Sorry to be a rant this morning.
No, that wasn't a rant.
This
That was awesome.
This is something.
Because it absolutely dovetails into my segment.
Because it blows my mind. People pay big money, and instead of asking for help, they just walk around going, well, that video, that didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
It didn't
it's
work.
Like, really,
It
that's
doesn't
why, the biggest, companies and the most successful people
Yep.
in the marketplace
Yeah.
continue to do it on a daily basis because it doesn't work.
That's right.
Wow, you must be really special.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
So
They
no,
do it
you're
to spend
absolutely
marketing
right.
dollars. That's it.
Right, right. I mean, how many of us would know about McDonald's and Budweiser if they had, and Coca-Cola if they hadn't advertised
But
videos?
advertising doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. God, why even do video? I'd go back to print if I were you.
I don't have a problem with that, except, it doesn't work.
Well, it lines my cat.
No, print doesn't work. I sold newspaper for years. Print doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work either.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
I put an ad in there and it didn't work.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a 1-inch ad,
was like
it
this,
ended up
but
getting
this.
buried on page 6
Yeah.
because the 1-inch
100.
ad run one time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's marketing is all, when it comes to your media, if you don't use it, it won't work for you. Okay, so last week we had, I don't know, I must have lost my mind, and I'm going to do it again this week. We're doing free interview Fridays.
Good Lord.
You come in, you sit down with me for 10 minutes. We're going to put you on our show, Tampa Bay Business Connections.
Wow.
Right? And it doesn't cost a dime. Now, if you want your segment, yes, we'll sell it to you for $75. I'm not going to give you your segment, but I'll put it on the show, and you can share that show all day long. And I guarantee you there's people out there that know how to rip video, and they're going to steal it from you, whatever. I don't care. But
If you want to work that hard, your time is.
Everybody in there go, well, what do I do with this? That was the question. What do I do with this?
Yep.
What do you mean, what do you do with this? You put it on your social media. You put it on your Facebook. You put it on your YouTube and embed it on your website.
Right.
You've just gotten a 10-minute freaking
Infomercial.
advertising that you can't get anywhere else. Even if you pay the $75, good luck. If there's one person out there that's charging $75 for a multi, go get them. If you can get it cheaper, go get them. I'm just telling you right now, use them.
Yep.
Because any
They will be
media like
standing
that
there
is
using
awesome.
their phone,
Right.
okay, and your audio will suck, and your lighting will be questionable, and your angles will be terrible. And so rock and roll with that.
Yeah, man.
Go right
So,
ahead.
but anyway, that's how you use your video. So you can't ever say again, well, I don't know, I never got anything from it. If you don't use it, that's like people that join the Chamber of Commerce's and they join networking groups and go and never do anything other than just show up, drink something, and eat
leave.
something, and never
don't
shake a
say-
hand and nothing. They leave. Well,
Or worse, they get up and they only talk about their business.
Right.
I mean, God, we had that exercise somebody did at one of the networking meetings we were at.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I were totally focused on what every business in the place did. And they decided to trip it up. And they went and they said, okay, everybody, now we're going to switch business cards around. And they handed out everybody else's business cards. And you had to repeat their pitch.
which I was able to do.
And you were able to do it. Dude, you rapped the guy's pitch.
Right.
You did it to rap. It was freaking amazing.
But
okay?
but the point of
and
it
you
is-
and I were both able to do it because we were paying attention.
Right.
We were there. We were engaging. And guess who does well at those meetings?
Yeah, you
You
so,
could tell. The people who were engaged do well at those meetings. The people are like, I don't know what he is or what he does.
Well, I hear it all the time. I joined the chambers and never got anything out of it. What'd you put in it?
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with your video. You can't
Yeah.
if you don't use it,
Yep.
you're not going to get anything out of it.
Yep.
You are correct. If you don't use it, you're right. You're the guy sitting there going, and I don't mean to rant, but I'm just telling you, this is the most frustrating thing for marketing people that we can hear. Well, I didn't get anything out of it. Well, how'd you use it? And then they look at you like, huh?
Yep.
So anyway, but that just moves right into the marketing side.
It does, because what I'm going to discuss in many ways dovetails directly in with this, and because it's not just, making a video, because just having a video isn't that important. The content of the video is also crucial. You see, so many people these days, they think that they're going to make a video, and they end up making what's basically an online brochure that's like, we sell 57 different kinds of widgets, and they're good for everyone. So make sure you stop by and buy one of our widgets that we have for sale. We have low prices. Okay, and that's what you end up with. And so that is a problem, because in this day of these highly, saturated, back when I was in school, the average person was being exposed to 300 media messages a day. Oh my God. Now the number's over 3,000. You're getting inundated with media messages.
Yeah.
So you need to discern which ones are talking to you. And that's why it is so much more important to have your message absolutely narrowed in on your best customer. Figure out who your best customer is. Because if you go look at your list of customers, for a lot of people, they will find that 20% of their customers are giving them 80% of their business. Find out who that 20% is, what they have in common, and that's who you talk to. And so when you're out there, let's say you're an air conditioner guy, okay, just to pick air conditioner as a widget, okay, so you do air conditioning contracting. What you discover is, well, wow, yes, we can do anybody's house, we can do anybody's business, we're everything, we're the whole 9 yards, we cover everything. No, what you're discovering is that you really have a very high profit thing when you're dealing with new construction, or maybe you're dealing with older homes with flat roofs. Okay, if I have an older home with a flat roof, I want to know somebody who specializes in that. I want to find somebody who knows how to do my AC in an older home with a flat roof. And you'd be surprised. You don't need all 2 million people in the Tampa Bay area to be your customers. You only need 200 of them to have an incredible year of business. And there are at least 200 out there who have flat roofs and older homes. And so target those people, and when you make your video, speak directly to them. Because when you do that, when you speak directly to someone like that, and you are making eye contact with them in that way, that like, oh my God, he's talking to me. You have now filtered through 3,000 impressions of media screaming it for their attention. And you are now right in their face going, I am talking directly to you, Mr. Homeowner with a flat roof, who needs your air conditioner replaced.
See, and that makes a lot of sense because I hear all these businesses every day going, we got to make it, we're trying to be niche, but they're not niche, right? They're trying to be everything.
The niche is everyone.
They're trying to be everything to everyone and never offend this person, never offend this group, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they don't want to exclude anyone.
Unfortunately, that's a good way to go out of business.
It is, because if you're trying to talk to everyone, you're talking to no one.
Yeah,
you're standing there shouting in a room
right.
instead of having a conversation in a corner.
You find that lane. I love that. I love that you tell that I love that how you told it about it. So, if I specialize in flat roofs,
Yep.
right? So stop being I am the ultimate roofing guy, right?
No.
Unless you're trying to be that big. If you're trying to be that big, good for you. Because that means you're going to employ a
That's
ton
great.
of
But
people.
even if you're trying to be that big, that means you're not that big.
Right.
That means you need to get there. The way to get there is with this kind of
Right.
niche organic marketing where you are speaking directly to someone. And you can
Blocking
wrap your image around
Yeah.
it. And when you have a website, you can have a page that is entirely dedicated to flat roofs and all the details and everything. And when you are out there doing your video marketing, you make that video that's about flat roofs, okay? You put that video on your flat roof page. And then whenever you do an ad or you're out there publicizing it, you drive them back to your flat roof page. It doesn't matter that you also got the other stuff out there. These people are going to land on that flat roof page. That's what they're going to see, that's what they're going to read, and that's what they're going to understand, that you understand their flat roofs.
And I'm going to use WeBeam TV and Tampa Bay Multimedia as that perfect example. Tampa Bay Multimedia used to be the company that would knock on your door, phone call, emails going, you know what, you need a commercial. You need a video for your Facebook. You need
Yep.
this. You need this. Trying to find every piece of video work out there.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore.
Nope.
We are doing what we're doing right now.
Yep.
Our goal is to get people on air and get them in front of people, either on your own show or be a part of one of our shows.
Yep.
That's all we want to do. I literally had one person that came in and she's going to do a show. She goes, well, what about making commercials and stuff like that? I said, we'll do them if you really want us to, but I'll give you a good person to make a commercial. Because it just takes so much energy out of what we're doing to go out and go and do that.
Yeah.
So that's not,
Yeah.
I mean, like
Your niche is to put business people on the air
that's why
on a
I'm
regular
going back
basis
to the fair
with their niche.
to go and interview some of those people at that week or 2 week long home show.
Yeah.
Because I found when you walk through the fair, when you walk through any home show, there's 20 or 30 of the same freaking people. It's amazing, right? But I found these truly 100% little niche businesses.
Nice.
That I'm like, and that's the one I'm going to go back for because they have really good products.
Right.
There had to have been 8 clothes distributors. There was literally that purple cleanie stuff for your jewelry and glasses. There was 4 of those guys. And then the guys that hit the little thumpers thing on your back and all that kind of stuff. There was 3 of those.
Of course.
Those are your circuit people. That's what they do. That's all they do. Those companies follow anywhere they can put a home show up or a home show style booth up. That's what they do. But we found these guys in here, and I'll talk about I'll talk real quick. They had these little. You could do roast marshmallows or s'mores inside your house because it came on a nice. They cut a piece of wood. Right, and it had bark on it, whole 9 yards, and it sits these little canister, and they're very decorative, and you put a little sterno inside of it, and you could actually cook inside your house. If you want to roast a marshmallow, you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend, we don't judge, I don't care. You want to sit in your house and do a marshmallow over your table, over your coffee table, whatever. You can do it.
Like a fondue.
And they're very decorative.
Yeah.
It's very
like
cool.
a fondue.
What a great little niche. Yeah. And these guys are out of Colorado, and they make them, and they decided to try because...
Do they have a special kind of sterno or fuel that they suggest?
They have a smokeless fuel.
Yes, that's what you need because generally the reason you can't do that indoors is because the marshmallow will pick up the flavor of the sterno. And it's god-awful.
Yeah, it's god-awful.
Okay, so they've got a solution for this.
So anyway, that to me, that's a
brilliant.
niche. So if you're a niche...
But if you're making that video, here's the thing. If you're making that video, say, okay, who do I want to talk to? I want to talk to people who are shut in, people who live in cities, people who can't get out to the country or can't have a fire in their backyard. They don't have a burn pit. So I need to narrow this in and specifically talk to, certain people in certain areas and say, hey, look, you're stuck inside. Have your kids ever even had s'mores? Probably not. Here's how you can do that. So find people with kids who've never had s'mores. There's a niche. Yeah. Go for that niche.
And you know what? And they have marketing stuff. I ask them, say, hey, would you mind if I come back and did an interview with? Oh my God, that would be a great video, and you could. And I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
So anyway,
there you go.
So Adam.
Yes.
We've talked a lot. I mean, half the show. What's up with you, buddy? What's your topic for today? Because I know
Not
it's
much.
a good one.
I do know that Apple is changing up the way they market their AirTags a little bit. There's been a lot of information out there and things in the news about AirTags tracking people and stuff. So Apple's going to go ahead and start alerting people sooner if an AirTag that doesn't belong to you is found in your vicinity and has been following you around for a long time.
Really?
Yes.
So now they're going to start notifying you sooner. They're also going to allow you to play sound on the device so you can track it and figure out where it is located near you, something that wasn't able to be done except for by the owner.
You mean on the tracker itself?
On the tracker
Yes.
itself.
So I used to have the thing where because I lose everything, I could walk in and go, and my keys would go beep, 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 because I would always lose my keys.
Technically, this is what it will happen.
Yes.
Look at Apple, reinventing the wheel.
And they'll also allow you to zone in on it too,
Right.
With your phone.
Yeah, even if you're not the owner. If it has been following you and Apple has determined this is a potential stalking situation,
Yes. They will,
that you got a stalker, it will override that security protocol that blocks you
Now there's people
being able to see it.
Yeah, and there's people online that have been selling the AirTags with the speaker disabled.
Oh.
So that you couldn't play a sound on it, so it'd make it harder to track. So Apple, in that case, even if it does not play a sound, it's going to show up on the phone itself when you ping it.
Exactly.
Whoa.
So you can track it down better.
Yeah,
so
you can use the phone to track directly to it.
So they're
Well, how much do these things cost?
Not much.
a 3-pack is $99 if I'm not
It's
mistaken.
about $30 a piece.
Yeah, yeah.
$33
And they take a little CR 2032 watch battery. Yeah. So they're very low voltage, like a Bluetooth wireless.
So does it? I guess you get good life out of them.
Yes, and they're pinging off of other people's Apple devices. There's so many Apple devices out in the world.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, everybody
see?
keeps telling us that they don't have the market share, and you know,
See?
they don't even know how they're
I mean,
staying
think about
in
it, John.
business
It's
and-
not going to have its own wireless internet in the device. So how is the device going to be able to be pinged?
So it's a mesh network.
It's a mesh network.
It's a mesh network.
See, I listen to Adam.
So this is what's going to happen. Somebody walks by the device, it self-powers for a split second, sends that one ping to the internet. Ding! I'm over here, guys.
See, they used to have this thing in the area, and man, for a little bit there, it was the rage. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody and their brother started selling it and whole like geofencing. Right?
Yeah.
And now in the malls, that malls still do it today, where you walk by a mall and it'll tag your phone and go, "Hey, we have a sale today." You know,
Yeah.
hey,
That was all fine.
Yeah, I remember
and
that, and that's all like
hey,
turned off now.
our bras are half off. Come in and fondle them. So
Yeah, that got old real fast, didn't it?
boy, oh boy, did it! I mean, you had people that were putting them out by their businesses as the cars drove by.
Oh, yeah.
It
You know,
would it hit the
Google jumped
car.
on that bandwagon.
Oh yeah, they
They
did.
did.
Yeah,
They were
did.
big on that one.
I have a little device in my store. You know, you put it up. I put it up on the wall, but it basically, you know, pinged when a customer walked in, and you know, knew that somebody visited the
Right.
retail store from Google Maps.
Wow. And, you know, speaking of the maps and speaking of the mesh network, a lot of people don't realize that when you're using iMaps on your phone, you know, for somebody that doesn't have the market penetration, there's no data coming in from some master traffic source. It's actually tracking all of the Apple phones and devices that are driving up and down the road.
Well, that's like Waze.
And figuring out, you know, exactly what is the best path right now, where the slowdowns are and everything, because it knows because of the tracking
the
in the
minute
phones.
I get in my vehicle, whether I'm at home or I'm at the office,
Yep.
iMaps comes up and says, "Oh, it's an 8-minute drive."
Exactly.
Just think of it this way: Apple's the main server, and we're all little clients just walking around the world.
We're all if you don't there, you know, I don't think other than literally getting rid of every electronic device you own, there's no way that you're not. being
Nah,
tracked.
that's no.
And even then, you're being tracked by
Yeah.
photo recognition software. and
Exactly,
cameras,
because
all
you're
that.
the one who doesn't have a device. You are incredibly, and that's what they
You
do in
are
China, by the way.
suspicious.
If you have a low credit score, a low social credit score, and you leave the house without your phone, they upload your picture and the police come after you.
Don't be
Because when you're
suspicious.
out there with your phone,
What?
it's automatically pinging everyone around you that a person, and showing your face on the phone, showing that a low social credit person is in your vicinity. Do not approach or your credit score will be affected.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now I know why no one talks to me.
We all
Don't
get
be
alerted in
suspicious.
advance.
Don't be
John's out.
suspicious.
Leave him alone.
Hold on. Nope, John's here.
John's
John's-
suspicious. John's suspicious.
Yep.
Please stay away from John.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. That's good stuff, Adam. Thank you.
Let's-
Thank you for bringing that one in.
Yeah. This is
So let's talk about something really scary.
What's that?
Counterfeit parts were
That-
found in our U.S. based nuclear plants.
No, they wouldn't. No, come on.
Are they going on? Are they going on Wish and trying
They're
to
going on
find
Wish.
cheaper products? I
Yeah.
mean, we don't need that turbine fan made the right way. Go to
Could you-
Wish.
could
It
you-
comes in. It's that small.
Could you
but-
deliver that Wish product to my local hairstylist? I'd go pick it up.
I'm blown away.
Yeah, it's
That's a
incredible.
thing.
Rocket booster.
And it reminds me of the quote of the first space shuttle captain.
Yeah.
You know, who said, you know, what were your thoughts going through your mind as you were, you know, getting ready to launch the first space shuttle up into orbit? And he said, I'm sitting on top of 4,387,282 parts, all built by the lowest bidder. That's what he was thinking.
Well,
and
yeah, I've been
in this
saying that for
case,
years
it's
when it
like
comes to flying on
this is
airplanes.
even worse than lowest bidder. These are actual, you know, replacement parts and everything who've come through. They aren't OEM. I mean, they're getting knockoffs.
Yeah,
Wow.
My wife used to ask me why I don't like flying. I said, because we're riding in an airplane that was built by the lowest bidder of pissed off people who probably were hungover while they were putting it together. No, thank you.
That's only true of NASA.
The report also
Boeing
stated
Boeing
that
doesn't have that issue.
they
Go
have-
ahead.
Oh, okay.
there's concerns that counterfeit parts are present in most, if not all, power plants sampled.
That's crazy. Of all the things that you never want to skimp on, would you think it
What
would
are the
be your
source?
nuclear
Okay.
power
Look,
plant?
please tell me
plants
it's
and
just
weapons.
a door handle or a hinge on an exterior door.
That's what I could not truly find in here is
Right. What
what
part
are,
is
what are the
counterfeit?
parts? Is it a toilet seat? I don't care.
Yeah. Well, but are those? What is the definition of a counterfeit toilet seat? Okay, that's not really an option.
Right.
What you're dealing with is probably the same thing with a car. Okay, you think you bought Mopar, wiper blades, and you end up with Wish wiper blades, and
I
they
wish they
last
were
half
wiper
as long,
blades.
they burn
I
out,
wish
they
they
break
would
down. But you were
Right.
sold as OEM,
Right.
and I think that's what you're looking at here.
That's crazy.
You're told this stuff is OEM, and it isn't. Your contractor is installing knockoffs.
Right.
And I mean, it's only, nuclear weapons and nuclear power plants.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's even of concern to anyone in the whole wide world. Oh my God. Yeah, this is the most dangerous places you can put them.
Yeah. Okay. So just
So,
let
yeah,
you guys
move on.
know, government, I would prefer you to have the real parts in there. I'm okay with spending a little extra money. I know you guys
No,
are
they
paying
did spend the
$1,000
extra
for
money.
a toilet seat, but
They
Yeah.
did spend the
They need to
extra
go after
money.
their contractor and his.
Oh, then it's time
They
to
got
get
the
out.
parts substituted, not
so
inspected
so
properly.
it's really not okay. So it's on the contractor side.
Absolutely.
Well, it's on
It would have
both of them
to be.
because you know what? When they
Who's doing the inspection?
yeah, who's doing the inspection?
And who's like, a little money under the table there for the inspector?
30 years later.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we never had nuclear war anyway, so who cared?
We didn't have a nuclear meltdown, in such a long time.
In that
Who cares?
plant, so,
wait
yeah,
till-
it's not a
we'll
problem.
wait to inspect it later.
Yeah, so they are spending the money. We just aren't getting what we bought.
That
So,
is just
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, they were using grade 5 bolts instead of grade 8.
Grade 8. People don't know the difference between a grade 8 and they don't. People used to ask me all the time, "What's a grade 8? What
People
what does
don't
that
know
mean?"
a
I'm
lot
like,
of things, unfortunately.
Well, you can't.
You
You
can't.
can know a lot about a little, but you can't know a lot about a lot. Okay? There's just too much data. In fact, I know someone works for a tech company, and he was just saying yesterday that they got bought up by a huge company. And they've gone from an environment where everybody kind of knew how to do everybody else's job,
Right.
and they knew how to produce it, and they had a rule. Everybody puts eyes on the code when they're working on the project.
Right.
And now they've got bought by this other company, and the number one rule is, you don't do the whole job. You only do your niche. You only do your little thing. And it's like, quality is going to suffer because we don't all communicate 100% clearly.
Oh, that's Microsoft.
And there you have it.
I wasn't going to say it, but okay.
There you have it.
Everybody's working on their little niche, and then they roll an update, and they're like, dang it crashed.
Yeah.
Well, what do you
And
want?
the parts don't work together.
Who cares if printers don't work? We don't.
Oh,
need
I didn't
printers
know
in the
they added
business
that
world.
to the database. It's like, oh, well, I didn't know that was part of the database architecture. And so, yeah, we didn't build it to, find those tables. So there you go. And that's what happens.
So I want to
All right.
talk about this next one. I'm not sure how if we're going to bunny trail on this, but okay.
No, us?
So I've been saying from the get-go that it's the inflation and stuff has been brought on by greed. The COVID, the whole 9 yards, it's all especially with our prices going up. So America's richest companies are using the pandemic as an excuse to jack up prices. I've said this from the get-go. This has been a way for our big boys, and I'm going to call out Amazon because
Yeah.
Amazon's prices have been raising up. All of a sudden we're stuck at home and we need stuff, and we have to order it, and we'll go to Amazon. Well, order it through Amazon because it's easy. Well, yeah, it's easy, but it's gotten more expensive.
Here you go. Here's something for you.
Chicken wings should not cost what chicken wings should.
Yes,
and milk
that's
should
a
not.
good one.
We're killing
No,
our
John.
small people to. It's just
A
crazy.
12-pack case of Avion water at Sam's Club, $16.34. Okay, that's about right. That's between the $15 and
Yeah.
$16 range. Okay, Amazon shows out of stock, and then some of the other people on Amazon, you go down the line, $39.95 for a case. Same case, 1
Right.
liter bottles of Avion water, and if you were on the subscription plan and not realizing that it comes because it's a convenience,
Right.
they're fluctuating the price from the $15 range to $34 nonstop back and forth. It's just water. Nobody ran out of it. Sam's Club has it all the time. And if you just want to get in your car and drive there and pick it up. But again, this is what you see.
So let's take, okay, so for instance, I mean, I'm looking at, and I'm not picking on the beef industry, but I'm going to pick on it a little bit, right?
That's what's for dinner.
So did we run out of grass to feed the cows?
Yes, we ran.
China bought it all.
Okay, I understand that there is going to be some expenses. They're going to have, what's going to cost the most is the fuel.
You know what's been happening? Believe it or not, big conglomerates have been buying up the meat processing is what's been happening.
80% of America's meat comes from China.
And the U.S. meat processing, though, the companies they're now being controlled from like one big company. There used to be multiple processors. Where
there are like
four.
6.
There was 4.
It was
No,
4.
there was always 4.
Okay, 4.
They used to be able to send it off and just
Right.
they could pick a price. Now they can't, and it's ridiculous. And then obviously the people raising the cattle are getting stuck with paying lower prices. And there was a article on it where it showed prices. The ranchers are still paying getting the same amount of money for their cattle. And then the
Or
price
less.
comes here, and it just skyrockets by the time it gets to the
Consumer.
I mean, I
consumers.
understand that they got to feed them. I get it. I worked on when I was a kid. My grandfather was a dairy farmer. I get it. It costs a little bit more, but for the most part, those cows are grazing all day long. My grandfather used to tell me, he would give them the feed, but they would eat that. But for the most part, he goes, it's not expensive to take care of the cow. Yeah, you got to have vaccines and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And maybe it's different when you're having millions of heads of cattle, right?
Right.
But my grandfather said the feeding them is not the expensive part. It's once you've gotten the milk out and getting the milk to market, that's where the real heavy expense is.
Yep.
And because they would graze all day long, and that's what you want. You want them grazing because that makes the milk taste better.
Well-
so my question to all these people is: did we run out of grass and they can't eat grass anymore? Is that what it is, or is it so big
It's
that
partially transportation.
the only way you can feed them is with feed? Because once you get so big, like these big cattle houses,
Oh, yeah.
or these,
They're not out in the field.
No, they're not out in the field. They're in a
No.
they're in a barn
They're
where they're
inside eating
crap.
to keep them alive
Right.
for the right number of years, and then they're
It's-
gone. Then they become dog food.
It's like that article that just came up where they've stopped the import of avocados from Mexico.
Yeah,
because
that's
the cartel has realized that they could, maneuver food and go ahead and drive prices and make a kickback on it. So
It's crazy. So it's just greed. It's just greed. It sucks that they're like
Greed
this
has been
too.
a constant in human society, and honestly, you need an economic system that actually accounts for it and capitalizes on it. Gee, what could we call that system? Never mind. Okay.
So we
I
got
know there's something out there.
So
I
we've
just can't
got
put my
14
finger on
minutes
it.
left, and our tech fail today is going to be freaking awesome. But I'm trying to jump around to
I know.
find the
Do it,
right
do it, do
one
it.
that's really going to be, like.
come on, how about the monkeys?
Okay. Yes.
Let's do a good and a bad
we're
for
gonna do it.
Elon.
Right, so the bad is all the monkeys with Elon's not all of them, monkeys with Elon Musk's Neuralink brain chips died.
Yes.
Well, they found
And-
out they got smart and went, yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, 15 of the 23 of them died.
Right.
That's a
now,
lot.
first of all, this is since 2016. So you got some time frame here with normal lifespan. Secondly,
Yeah, it got COVID.
however,
They got COVID.
you have a real issue with it's been hard to keep the wounds clean because they've got to do the brain surgery to implant it, and that's where they've been running into a lot of the issue. They're getting infected. And it's just what are you going to do?
Are they getting
They're-
infected? Are the monkeys going? They're waking up going, look what the hell I.
They went
got
through a metal
myself
detector and the
into."
damn thing exploded in their head like a time bomb.
No, I don't think that happened. Now, there are some that had aneurysms. Okay, there are, but for the most part, it was infection and, improper care of the infection. So that's a concern, but it's not the chip. It's the process. And the process would be very, very different for implanting in a human, because you can tell a human, hey, don't get in the shower for 2 weeks. And by the way, don't pee on your neighbor's head. Okay, there's a thought, and so there you have it.
So we're trying to do a good and a bad for Elon. I don't see a good one in here.
Oh, the good one is the rocket that isn't his.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So in this case, we were talking a couple weeks ago about how Elon had launched, a rocket, and kind of like it sort of spun out and was heading to crash into the moon and yada yada. And as it turns out, that rocket was actually misidentified. That wasn't Elon's rocket.
So who do we think it is?
Couldn't possibly be the Chinese. No. Oh wait, yeah, it's a big old Chinese rocket.
They zoomed in on there and they saw the Chinese writing. It said "Made in China."
Made in China.
A113.
That was one hell of a zoom lens. They must have been using like an iPhone 13 on that one. So
Are they telling when it's going to hit?
we can
March
ask
4.
the moon. It's still got a couple million miles.
2022.
Oh,
March
4th?
14th at 12:25 British time.
Oh my gosh.
So that'll be that. But yeah, that was not actually Elon's
Are we going to
rocket.
crack the moon?
Yeah, you know
Remember,
what?
there's movies about this that's really gone sideways.
Yep. The time machine, that one was pretty cool. But I'm pretty sure one
I hope
little
it doesn't hit
rocket
any of the stuff we already
smacking
put
into the
up there.
moon is going to have about as much effect as, you're walking down the street and, a grain of sand hits you in the forehead.
Isn't China
yeah.
up there on the moon right now doing some
Yes,
stuff?
they are.
Watch that damn rocket hit their
Kill 'em.
shit.
Oh my God, would that be just epic
'em out.
if it comes
We're
down?
the
Thank you
first-
for finding that.
that's awesome.
We were talking about that before. There it is. Méliès's great film. But in this case, that would be freaking hilarious if it actually hit the Chinese base
They're
camp.
over there driving their rover and then clomp. There it goes. It's gone. Oh,
Yeah,
well.
and it's not like, hey, do you hear that? No, I don't hear anything, because in space, no one can hear us.
So I saw. Okay, here we go.
Another one.
Bunny trail. If the sun emits light for the Earth,
Yeah.
why is there no light in space?
Oh, because I know the answer. There's lots of light in space. There's light in space until you put something for it to bounce off of. You only see light when it's reflecting. So if you're looking in your living room window and you're seeing like a little bit of sunbeam coming in, that's because you're looking through smoke, dust, whatever it is, okay, that is reflecting the beam of light towards you.
There you go. So
And
there's your
so-
TikTok. That guy on TikTok. There's your answer.
There you go.
Yes, I have.
can make TikTok all
been.
day.
I
You
have
see
been
light
drawn
going
into
through
the
our
world
atmosphere.
of TikTok.
There's no atmosphere in
lost him.
space.
But thanks to TikTok, I figured out how because all these little iPhone hacks. I love these iPhone hacks. They're awesome, right? The iPhone hacks tells you how to go in there and you go into your system settings and there's like 4 different places and it makes your phone untrackable. No IP, no name. They can even tell that it's your phone. So it's kind of cool. So
Well,
I did
who's
it.
they?
I don't know.
I don't know. They.
So here's something really fun, real quick. Declassified NSA documents reveal how aliens might contact us.
Yeah.
Reveal how they might or they already have.
Might.
I
might.
think it's might.
I-
They're saying might.
I personally love the quote at the beginning of the article in which they're saying, we're now reached a point where it is a question of when, not if, and it'll probably be in our lifetimes that we actually pick up some kind
Didn't
of...
Steve Hawking say that we do not want aliens to contact us and we do not want to reach
Okay,
out?
so that's funny you said that, right? That way, because my wife and I were talking about this on the way home from the fair, trying to keep me awake.
Sounds fair.
Sounds fair. And when she said, we were talking about it, and she goes, "Do you think there's actually life out there?" I said, "Absolutely." And then they probably come here and go drive by, going, "Yeah, not going to touch that hot mess, right? not going to do that." But she says, "Well, what happens if they do come here? How could we fend them off?" I said, "First of all, we can never fend them off. They figured out space travel,
Yep.
and that means their technology is way ahead of ours, right?"
Yeah, but we got Will Smith.
But right. We'll just send Will up there. We have nothing
are
to
a
offer
robot.
these people other than the resources on our planet, which we
Yeah.
are killing slowly. So literally, other than be the
We
humans
are
being a food
worthless.
source, why would they even come here?
You know, they are finding more planets all the time
I know.
in like the sweet spot orbit area of, different suns.
We are going to
And every time we find one of those, it's not like it makes me feel really good that there's a chance there's life out there. It's that if there's life out there that needs resources, they might go there first.
Right.
That's
so
all.
here's the funny
Like
thing.
we are.
And this is something I said to her as well. So, and this is not turning. I'm not trying to turn this into an alien show. But here's we're just not. We're not appetizable other than a food source.
It's a
Period.
menu. It's a cookbook.
They're going to come down here and go, oh, I want the white meat. I want the dark meat. Give me a little bit of green meat or a little brown meat. That's all we are. We are a food source.
Potentially.
Seriously. There's nothing here
They'll
that
look
they
at
want.
our technology and they will just
Laugh. Now, maybe they want our salt water
Oh,
because, they
Yes.
they have figured out how
It
to
is
use it, right?
3/4 of the planet.
Right.
Yeah.
It is crazy. They're
Yeah,
we're
they're out there, but no, my theory has always been the UFOs and everything that we see are not actually from alien cultures, from other planets. They're actually time travelers coming back looking at history
And here,
because
and,
we're the only ones around who really care.
and how human of us
Yeah.
to think that that life can only exist in a perfect little zone around a sun.
Yeah. Well, life that we would recognize as life
Well, yeah,
would
but
only exist there, but
We're sitting there going, well, if you're not in the Goldilocks zone, you can't have life. Well, if you don't have water, you can't have life. If you don't have this, you can't have life. Well, that's really, boy, how close-minded of us.
and how do we define life? I mean, are
There
we
could
talking
be
about
rock
sentience?
creatures out there
Are
that
we talking about
can't have the net.
sentience, some kind of
Right.
self-awareness, some ability to communicate? I mean, and how many times have we found where it's like, oh my God, plants are communicating? Or we go down to the depths of the ocean where there's nothing and absolutely no way that anything we would call life to live, and we find it.
Right. Or the
like,
snails that live in the volcanoes.
Yeah.
And they don't die, they don't burn up because they
Yeah.
live in the hot part of the volcano. It's crazy, right?
Yep.
So here's
Just
something
like
funny.
us.
Speaking about crustacean,
Oh.
IBM executives
Ow.
called older workers dino babies and who should be extinct. An internal email released in an age discrimination lawsuit.
And
against
wow,
IBM.
do they have a
Dino
lot
babies.
of emails. They've got everything in there saying, okay, these older people just don't understand the new social, situation that we're in, and we need to get rid of them. Oh, yeah, that would pretty much put you on the wrong end of age discrimination. I was discriminated against when I was 22 years old, came out, went to get a job at a TV station. We did all this work together, like, okay, you start on Monday, then on Friday they call me and go, we changed our mind. The general manager says you're too young. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And that's when I found out from a lawyer that it only protects you if you're too old. Too young is just fine. And that sucked
that's no
royally.
experience.
But IBM is sending emails back and forth saying, yeah, we got to get rid of these old people because they don't understand how it's supposed to work now. And this is huge because, and I love this, IBM in its defense said, it was ridiculous. 10 years ago, the average age of our employee was 48, and today it's still 48. It's like, oh, so that means that as your company has gotten older, you have gotten rid of your employees at a regular rate because they got older.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you just incriminated yourself there, bonehead. Wow. And these are
like this-
IBM. But
I'd
that's
like
what
to s-
happens when you get different departments.
I'd like to subpoena your email servers.
Yeah.
Right.
No kidding. It's not
That
the only
would
one
be
I want to
fun.
subpoena.
So hey, how much would you pay for virtual land in the metaverse?
Millions and millions.
Would that be crypto?
Yeah.
Is that NTF?
Yeah.
heck is
I would
that?
use, yeah.
Oh, it even comes with a
No,
lighthouse.
here's the deal, though. These people, what they're buying, this is brilliant. I've been following this company, Republic Realm. They are, and they just changed their name, by the way. I can't remember the new name. It's something to do with the metaverse, but they are actually buying properties where people congregate in the metaverse. so that they are building shopping malls there and creating experiences and places where you can go and fly and you can do things that you can't do in the real world. And you can
called
go
Monopoly.
there and you can, what's that?
It's called Monopoly.
It's called Monopoly. Yeah, basically, they're buying Boardwalk, Park Place. They're buying up all the
want the
best
railroads.
properties,
The
and they're
hovering
paying
railroads.
millions for them. Yeah, Doc Brown's from Back to the Future 3. They're buying all these things so that they can.
Make it quick. I want to get to the tech fair.
You're right. All right, tech fail. But it's brilliant because people are going to go there and spend money, and they're going to make money on the transactions.
That's
Go.
crazy. That is crazy.
Yep.
So we have a tech fail today.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I don't know if he's
This
going to
is
bet
funny.
it. What is he going to get? Oh, there we go.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Tech fail.
When tech fails.
Oh.
Here we go. All right, so ready for this? A national public radio network has become the first listen with Mazda drivers in Washington State. A tech bug means an unstable retune, right? What happened was your car radio in the Mazdas locked into NPR.
Will only play National Public Radio.
Yep.
And
not
they
even
call
Bluetooth.
it a tech bug.
Nope.
Not even Bluetooth, nothing. You couldn't turn it
Anything,
off.
cars from 2014 to 2017, Mazdas in Puget Sound area.
Oh, God.
That's all they could get. NPR. And or it would cycle and never shut off. You
Oh,
couldn't
that would be
lock
pleasant.
it in. So it's like almost
Could
like
you
you're,
turn it off? I mean, can the buttons still
it's almost
work?
like
I
you're
guess that's the
listening to a
question.
spirit box trying to find
Yeah.
evil entities and paranormal stuff.
And then the evil entity, shows up and it's NPR.
It's
It's like, and we knew that. Okay, it's like all propaganda all the time. Here you go.
God,
It's
have
like,
mercy.
how long before all radios do that?
Oh, I hope Sirius never does that. I'm
Yeah, they're
'cause I
probably
listen
more.
to Sirius XM all the time now. Well, I listen to 5 stations, so.
There you go.
But until I have the podcast now, which is awesome.
That's awesome. By the way,
I want to get us on there.
if you want to talk about something or hear something or you like what
That
we talked
is
about,
true.
write to us at techshamans@webeamtv.com. That's an email address. You can't just write it on an envelope.
That's right. Take a screenshot.
techshamans@webeamtv.com.
Put my screen up there.
And
Take a
we
shot.
will gladly discuss whatever it is you want us to
And if you
discuss,
think
assuming
we're
it's
wrong,
appropriate.
tell us.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, start a fight.
We
Start a
love
fight.
that. Hey, look, everybody have a great day. Have a
Bye,
techie
everybody.
week. We'll see everybody next week. Bye-bye.
We got the plans cause we are the tech shamans. We understand cause we are the tech shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the tech shamans. Cool.